everybody, it's Philip from Peaceful Easy Wheeling. Today is the big day. We are in the middle of a project of rewiring the motorcycle to make room for this new battery. This video is probably going to get released first because I want to do a review of this battery. There aren't many of this one yet. So let's get right into it. Here's the big unveiling. It comes with a warning before you even get in the box. Power link must be installed to turn your battery on. Looks like this important. We're going to set this over here and read it when we need it. But we're doing the good stuff. We're opening the box. So let's get in here. This is Optima Lithium Quad20 Orangetop. We got this because it's the biggest one that'll fit in our bike. Oh, there's a smaller version of the power link. We'll keep these together just in case there's differences between the two. We have a user manual which we are going to read. I know, shocker. Again, important, we're going to set that off to the side. This is really nice packaging. You know, it's put together well. We've got our battery bolts here. Oh, I knocked over the other set. Oh, my miss won't get in there, but there's one set there. We're probably going to end up using both terminals, one for the batteries, or one for the motorcycle, and one for the accessories. We've saved the terminal connectors from the other battery just so that we can do that. All right, what else do we have in here? We have stickers because you're buying something for a motorcycle, so there must be stickers. See bottom of battery for additional information on safe and appropriate use. We're going to do that. We want this to last as long as possible. This was not an inexpensive battery. This isn't something that I just bought on a whim. This is something I've been planning on doing for a while, upgrading my system. So let's see, what's it got to say? Oh, it's got all sorts of information. Well, I'll tell you this much, it definitely weighs more than my other battery. My other battery was a smaller battery, significantly so, intentionally so. And it was a featherweight, so it was made to be as light as possible, which was the point at the time. Actually, it wasn't the weight, it was the size. I needed something small to do what I was doing before. Oh, cool. 2-year free replacement with proof of purchase. So we're going to make sure that we get this registered. Here we go. Quad 20, 540 amps, 9 amp hours, watt hours, 115.2. We can scan code to get the manual, but why would we do that? We're holding the paper. So there we go. Quad 20. We'll do our comparison against the old battery later. I get the feeling that all of this packing material is not just packing material. Pretty sure they want to make sure you got a good fit. Let's see, yeah, double-sided tape. So it comes with plenty of padding to make sure you get the perfect fit in your motorcycle. No complaints there. It also helps the battery get to you in one piece. We don't have any stores locally that sell these, so I had to order this. And it took a bit longer than was expected. Here's the terminal connectors. I get the feeling these two fancy ones are probably for this guy. Which we're going to find out in a moment. We're going to start with the thing they put on top, so it must be super important. Alright, power link must be installed to turn your battery on. Press and hold the button. Well, we haven't installed it yet, so let's do that. And to make sure we do that right, we're going to use this weird thing called a user manual. Now, I know there's people out there all the time who say, I thought those were just something to get them out of trouble for legal requirements and such, or, you know, just a good thing to use as maybe spare rolling paper. Who knows? But believe it or not, there's information in here, and that information is supposed to be useful. We haven't gotten to the useful part, but here's some important features. It tells us all about the microprocessor for the control unit. It prevents over-under charge, over-under voltage, all that fun stuff. Basically, it's telling me all the fancy different ways that it goes to go out of its way to make sure that I can get on my bike and start it and go and have a good ride every time. So we're just, everything looks good. Exceptional cold weather performance. As low as 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, that is good to know because I live in New York. So if I want to take a winter ride, I'll have to take this guy out and put in an AGM that I've got sitting on a trickle. Oh, it tells me what to do unpacking your battery, which is interesting because you kind of have to do that to get the manual. Inspect it to make sure it's not damaged. Looks great. Looks good to me. Got a nice color. It actually has like a good quality feel to it. It doesn't feel like cheap, chintzy plastic. Like when I squeeze it, it doesn't cave. You know, there are some cheap batteries on the market. This ain't one of them. Oh, yeah, lithium ion phosphate battery. I will tell you now that I believe they pre-warn us that it's going to need to be charged before first use. And that's why I have my handy Noco Genius 5 out here, because we're going to get it all hooked up and follow all the instructions. But when you charge this, make sure you have a charger that supports lithium chargers. LifePo 3, so I'll get into that more in the comments, because I don't want to talk out my tuchus while I'm standing here. Yeah, remove old battery. Yeah, add fitment spacers. So yeah, fitment spacers. Remove the cover. We're going to do this part inside. We're not going to take it out of the bike and hook it up until it's ready to use. Remove the cover. Handy dandy manual. Look at that, there's a little place to remove the cover. Alright, cover removed. Route the power link cable. Now I want this to face forward. Why? Because. The end. So I'm going to make sure that I route this out the right side of my bike, because, I'm sorry, the left side, no, I was right the first time, the right side of my bike, because that's where my air inlet is, and that's where I have room to very easily mount this just outside the seat so that I can use it in the event of an issue. Alright, so this looks pretty easy to install. We're going to make sure that we're not crazy, but this looks like a modified DB9. We're just going to put it on, put down the screws, mount the power link cable. Yep. Okay, so it looks like we're just going to do this. Tighten some screws. That seats very nicely. The battery won't work without this. There's a reason it's step one. All right, we're going to tighten down the screws. Now, yes, motorcycles vibrate. Mine doesn't vibrate as much as others. You know, I don't see any reason to do this anything other than good and tight. You know, if you have to push and flex and twist and turn and really put your elbow into it, that's a bit much. There we go. See, we're starting to slip. Phillips are made to slip at torque. That's actually their intentional design. So, when we start slipping at torque, we're just going to call that done. All right. All right, so we've gotten through the step that gets us back to here. We have connected our power link cable. Press and hold the power link button for 3 seconds to turn the battery on. Power link is critical for the battery to work properly and to take advantage of the advanced functionality this system offers. There's a button right here. Right there. Don't know if you can see it. Right where it says CPR, Optima CPR, that's the button. We're going to hold that for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Little red light went away. And we got a green light that says, it's full. Yay! All right. So that's the only thing really that's different from a standard battery, is that it has this power link cable. But again, I specified this in another video that you probably haven't seen yet, because I probably haven't released it yet. The big deal about this battery, the Optima Quad20, is this button. So if this battery senses that there is a continuous draw of power, if you leave on your highway lights, or if you forget to turn off your accessories you've got switched, instead of it killing your battery, it will shut off the power flowing through the battery, and it saves a portion of the battery that you can then jump start the bike with by pushing the button or pressing the button. We haven't read the manual yet, but that's what it's for. And I think this, this is a connector for the Optima brand charger, which we're not using. We had one, we already own one that is up to their standard to use, and that's what we're going to use. Oh, it just blinked full at me. Nice. I must have hit the button. Or maybe not. Maybe it just blinks full. Who knows? We haven't finished reading the manual. Let's get that connector back on so that we can feel better about ourselves as human beings, and then we'll move on. There we go. All right. So there we go. Our power link is connected to our Optima Quad20. All right. What is our next step aside from get it charged. Or do we charge it? We're going to find out. Route the power link cable. Insert the rubber plug. Did that. Make sure it's not pinched. Not pinched. Don't use it when it's crazy hot out. Well, I will try to keep it cool when I run through the desert. As best I can. If it lights on fire, I promise I will step the hell away. Okay, so here we go, the Optima CPR. If your battery is accidentally discharged, Optima CPR will internally disconnect the battery from the vehicle and hold in reserve enough power to start the engine under normal conditions and temperatures. If you find that your vehicle is dead when you turn on the key and the red power link LED is flashing, it may be because Optima CPR has deactivated the battery. To reactivate the battery, hold down the power link button for 1 second. When reconnected, the LED will flash to green to indicate activation. After the jump start feature has been activated. You know what? We'll get into all of that later, because once we get this installed and we go for a ride, because we're going crazy and we need to be on 2 wheels, once we run it for a while and we start with it for a while, we're going to do another review where we try to kill it and try to CPR start without being aggressive. But yeah, so we will cover CPR more in a future video. So let's see if there's anything else we need to do. It doesn't say it needs to be charged.
No step.
So, store your battery, maintaining your battery, and its stored capacity.
That's what.
Battery management system, because it's got its own battery management system to make sure it doesn't corrode itself to death, essentially. Okay, well, I must be mistaken. I don't see anything telling me that I need to charge it, but you know what we're going to do? We're going to hook it up anyway. Let's see what it says. We're going to see if my charger believes that it needs to be charged. Oh, now that's interesting. I expected these to be hard plastic covers, because that's what I've typically encountered is hard plastic covers. This is interesting. They're just little rubber guys, little rubber jobbies. That's pretty neat. Okay, so with this guy, we always want to hook up the negative first. I believe pretty much with any of them, you want to hook up the negative first. Most of the ones that don't have a switch, like a physical switch, am I going to have to put in a screw just to be able to reach it? There we go. Most of the ones that don't have a physical on-off switch will automatically turn on when it makes contact with the power. When it sees that it's up and running, it goes, oh, let me connect to that battery. Like so. But I need to get a grip first.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. So we're going to let this charge. As you can see, it is on 12 volt lithium. I hope that's nice and clear for you. 12 volt lithium. And we're going to let that charge until it's green. And then we're going to put it out on the bike. We're not going to hook up the accessories quite yet. We're just going to worry about that for another day, but we're going to hook this up to the bike and we're going to go for a ride, folks. We're just going to go around the neighborhood and feel the air on our face. All right, so we'll see you in a little bit.